No, you are not audible, Anna.
Sorry, 2 minutes will start it. Let's start. Mhm. So guys, so this week, as yesterday, I was giving an example of the image. Let me open the image. So, so this week we'll be going through the basics of these core related keywords like compute, network, and then storage. So that is like I can say that our objective. Like I'll be going through the compute and working. Storage one. So I'll be taking some examples here. I'll not be going pure technical keywords here. So I'll take some examples which we know our regular the day in day out we'll be using. Once you familiarize on those keywords, the regular keywords, I'll be correlating with the technical keywords. So what I mean is here, I'll not be bringing exactly the technical keywords, so which will confuse right now. These are the new keywords I don't want to bring immediately. I'll be bringing the some regular keywords which we use in our regular day and day out life. That majority of them that I will be calling them in the technical keywords. So so that I can say that majority keywords already here. That I will correlate to the our technical keywords. Then I use for that keywords in our next further classes. That's what I mean here. So that is what my objective. So so among these topics, I'll take the first one as the networking one. We'll be going through them as well. First, we'll take the networking one, which will connect all these components here. Okay. So hope you guys can see my screen. Like, just confirm in the message box if you are able to see the notepad which I opened. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah, that's all. Help me here. Like, if you sometimes you can just like you can message here and then or you can say like just to make it kind of interactive. That tells me like the keywords you are getting or not. So so the network, the keyword like you could have used multiple times the phone network or somewhere like kind of internet, these kind of keywords you could have heard. So we'll be covering those related keywords here: internet, the IP related keywords, something like I'll be taking those here. So when you say the network, the pure keyword like we can say that group of. You take a phone, it will be the mobile network, the group of network we call. The regular keyword, like when you say network, is the group of. You take the device or the people, group of people, something like here. So in our like regular and day out and all, we'll be using the devices. So when I say the device, it can be the phone, it can be the laptop. Our job is not for working for phone or laptop. There is a very on top of this guy, there are the guys are called servers. Our job will involve here, like here, majority. Our job comes to the handling with the servers here. So when you see in our technology, like in the DevOps or the normal in our cloud technology and all, the servers are connected with the network. So in our regular day on day out, we'll be using the phone. We'll be using the phone to call one person to another person, right? Usually. So let me take a simple example. So I'll be taking the, as I said, regular our day on day out related keywords. Then I will correlate with the technical keywords. That is what my objective. You take a phone, for example. Okay. So help me here some keywords like, so when you purchase a phone, you want to go for purchasing a phone, like for example. Usually the component what we look are like, you could have seen RAM, CPU, and then the network, obviously the storage. Obviously, majority people like, we don't look for the this much granular like, oh sorry, one check. That way. The features what we look normally like the RAM, CPU we don't look major, I'm sure. Like we look for the storage, internal storage, some keywords, right? RAM, some people will look. The other people majority we look is the storage, and additionally we get is the network. These are the like for the phone I'm taking example. And when you say this RAM, CPU, storage, network, these are called, you can say that normal. All these keywords you can call as a normal hardware. Hardware. So you got a phone, a normal phone, like with the this kind of basic hardware setup. Tell me one of the important component you need here. Without that, the phone will be useless. Can you guys message someone? Here are you can say as well.
OS.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, CPU is there. CPU is physical. The storage also physical. You can touch. The RAM also physical. The network also physical. Component will be there. The transmit of the data will be the virtual. Uh, Damn sure you need a guy called OS here. You need a OS here. Damn sure. Without OS, keep this thought very important. Without OS, our hardware is the useless here. Like so, to utilize the hardware, mandatory you need a guy called OS. The phones obviously like I'm taking a phone example for us initially because that is the one we use regular day, right? So the famous, right? We use the one is the Android. In Android again, you have the flavors under. That's not for us important. The Android and obviously that iPhone like they allow the iOS. There are some other OSs under. Yes, and on top of OS, we will be installing the applications. So the flow is here. You are interacting with applications that internally connecting with the OS that is internally contacting with the hardware. Let's say if you take a camera is an application, you capture a photo that will be stored under the storage network. And you open a one more application called the contact application. In the contacts, you have numbers. When you type a number that is coming from storage, and then internally it is calling to the network as well. This kind of. So let me take to here. You have a phone. The phone is called hardware component. When I say hardware, obviously the compute, storage, the network guys. It is. On top of that, you have a layer called OS layer. This is the combination. The famous one is the Android. And you have an applications, apps. So as an
OS
yeah,
means operating system, sir.
exactly, yeah. Operating system, yeah. So without OS, hardware is useless. Like your Android is not working something, the hardware is useless. So some interviews we ask like the even currently also we ask a question, what is OS? So usually in our college days and all we say that heart of the computer and all. So the best I can say that hardware resource utilizer is called OS. Resource utilizer like compute, storage, network. If you want to utilize, we need a layer called OS. You can think that. You can say that that is kind of answer. And obviously that on top of OS, we will be having the applications. So I have a phone and you think there's one more phone. Same like kind of replica. So you bought this hardware. I'll use a keyword kind of a phone and all we won't be calling like if you go normal technical keywords we call as a mission or the like kind of device something. So you bought a phone and you want to call another person. obviously we'll be inserting a kind of SIM. So after you insert the SIM, you will get the number for your phone number, the number. So now you want to call another person, one phone to another phone. Like, why do we want to call one person to another person? Yes, the technique, I mean, normal keyword, we want to talk to someone, right? Here in the technology keyword, we connecting from one phone to another phone. Internally, what I would say that we're connecting from one device to another device. I would say that one mission to another mission. Why do we need to connect? We wanted to share some information. Info. Here info is called, you can think it's a data. Technology keyword, we will like, usually if I ask my dad or like someone, people and all, like for example, hey, why are you talking to someone? They say that I wanted to convey some data and all, right? Usually they say that I wanted to talk to someone. Here, the technology keyword, when you are calling from one phone to another phone, one device to another device, when you are connecting over the network, you are sharing some data, or you can call as a content. Very important keywords. Let me say that here. You wanted to transmit the data are called content. How it is feasible? You are calling from one person. Sorry. You can say that a little bigger keyword data. Content. So you take one is to one, like one phone to another phone, or one phone to many phones. When you connected with two devices, what are you transmitting between those two are called data or content. So I'll come on this more detail on this, like keywords, data and content. You can think benefit of the network is here what I was saying, group of device. Why we are using group of devices? To share the data, or you can say that to share the content. You can think. So when you call from one person to another person, you will be mandatory component needed is the phone number. Without phone number, you cannot call one person to another person, right? You need a phone number. Let's say in my phone, I wanted to, for example, like after one person to another person, I want to call many people under. So you cannot remember the more phone numbers after some time, because it's a memory management, right? Like human cannot remember the more numbers and all. We use one application in our in our phone contacts. What we do here, you will store the name, parallel you will store the phone number. So always remember very important keywords. Hardware or machines need the number. Numbers are growing, very difficult to remember for the human. We use a name. If you want to type to the other person, you will go to your phone contact application. You will type a name. That name internally converting to the phone number. Obviously, without number, missions cannot connect. One person to another person, you want to connect, right? So just keep this keyword. Missions need here. I mean, what I hear is the example, phone numbers. The numbers keep on grows. Humans are very difficult to remember the numbers. We use names. Human needs names. Why we are using the names? Because very difficult to remember the numbers whenever they grow, right? That is what. But missions need a number. The same way here, we go to the example. So keep this like phone is physical or virtual. Can you guys reply here? Let me close this. Sorry, I'm getting sound here. Yeah. Can you guys reply someone like phone is physical or virtual? Phone one.
Physical.
Physical, exactly. The SIM is also physical. But when you say that phone number is physical or virtual, what do you say?
Virtual.
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 Exactly, the virtual thing. Phone is physical, and then once you insert the SIM, you are getting internally getting assigned with the phone number. Phone number is a virtual. So keep this thought. Same way, like when you want to connect to when you want to share one person to another person with the phones, we need a phone number. When you keep and browse the numbers, we are using a contact application, and then the contact application, you are saving the name and then the phone number. Very important for me is here. This is the one. Human needs names, mission needs here phone number. When I say mission, it can be the phone, or it can be laptop, or it can be server. I'll come on those later. If you want to connect from one phone to another phone, you don't need, if you type a name, it won't be useful. For that name, damn sure you need a kind of number. So can you help me here? What is in India, like what is the number of, obviously any kid can also say that, like the number is limited with 10 digits, right?
Yes.
If you type a wrong number, can you reach the person?
No.
No.
Sir.
Never.
No, sir.
In our lifetime, whole our lifespan, if you type a wrong number, like for example 7 digit something, there is a strict restriction, right? 10 digits you have to use something and like something. So if you type a 7 digits or 8 digit or 9 digit or wrong number, you can't reach to that either physical phone or virtual number or whatever, that you never able to reachable. So in networking, very important thing is the numbers are, when you are reaching one person to another person, the numbers has to be very clear. When you're using a name, the name has to convert to the correct number, and then the correct number will be converted to the network, and then it will reach to the physical phone. So keep this, some are physical, some are virtual. If I take, for example, let me go here, example, the other one. Let me save this. I'll take another example. Laptop. So keep this thought. Phones use numbers, laptops use IP address. That is the blind rule, you have to keep it somewhere. Let me go here. So where is the notepad? Yes. So our job is not work for phones. Our job is not for, we work for not laptops also. Our job is for work for servers. So I'm giving an example, just will correlate with the keywords. Laptop, like phone number, right? Laptop needs something called IP address, Internet Protocol address. So as I said, when you see the 9 series or 8 series or 7 series, the number is 10 digit number. We can say that it's a number. IP addresses will be like this format: XX,
Dot.
some XX, 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 like this. These are the kind of series. Like in India, like earlier, we initial days we were using 9 series number. Then they got filled up. There were no availability of the 9 numbers. Then people moved to the 8 series, then 6 series, then some kind of series, right? Because of numbers has been reached to the population of the people. So that's why they are changing the series or some kind of. Here as well, in olden days, I mean, still we are using it. We were using in IP address. There is versions called IPv4. We are using currently IPv4. Now new technology came. People are going towards IPv6 also. Why they are going for IPv6? Like the IP's addresses has been reached out to the maximum still. So people are going to the IPv6 address now. So very important. If you type a wrong phone digit number, you will not be able to reach to any person. Same way, if you type a wrong IP address, you won't be able to reach to that address at all. How can as a DevOps guy or a kind of like technology guy, you need to know basics of IP address. If someone obviously people will do the mistake, right? When someone typing the some IP address, or they mistakenly they had given you the wrong number. I have seen some scenarios. They got a wrong IP address with some, they're typing continuously. You can't reach to that IP address at all. So we expect you very basic. You should know that what is the correct IP address, what is the wrong IP address, something you should be in a position to identify that. So with that mindset, missions need, I mean here mission in the sense here the laptop need IP address. As a human needs names. So in your phone, in your application, in your phone, you use a kind of contacts. In the contacts, how do you say that? Name and then the number. Here in our laptop case, contacts, I will say that one kind of keyword called DNS. I'll come to the definition of that later. Here as well, we use a name. Here phone number we use. Here name will use the called IP address. So when I say IP address, current version of the IP is called IPv4. The address will start here. First is the 0. The max number will go 255. You can say that 255. This is the series. So how it look? For example, I'll give some example, sample example. 1.1.1.1 like this. 0.0.0.0. So for now, you have it like kind of by hearted something. This is called 32-bit. Each number is 8-bit. 888. If you do like all into the sum, it is like it will come into the 32-bit IP address currently. Like I can say that. So this is the one kind of sample IP address example, and it will go till max 255.255.255.255. This is the number max it will go. By default, let's say for example, you asked some person, hey, can you send me an IP address over the email or chat or something? They gave by default, they want to type some, for example, 340, 556, 780. They want to type 90, by mistakenly they type 900. Now your job is to like, you got an IP address. You need to ask them, this is your job. Because as I said, right, if you type the wrong number, you won't be able to reach to in our whole life. The same way, if you type the wrong IP address, you can't reach to that. As a DevOps guy or the cloud guy, our job is to find the correct IP address or not. As I said, you asked some person, hey, give me the IP address. By mistakenly, they typed 0 extra. What is the mistake here? Can you guys
Zero.
help?
900.
What is that max? What is the max number it can go?
255 is max.
255.
Yeah. So as I said, right, the same formula applies here. You can't able to reach to this IP address. Our job is to find the correct IP address or not. Let's remove this here, like for example. So you can ask them back, hey, I see that 900. Can you send me the correct IP address? Maybe it could be the 0 or something. Maybe it, for example, it can be like this. I mean, it won't be the 09. It would be the 9 only. Something you can ask them example back. So our job is to, one of the job, correct IP address. This is one of our job. How do you find the correct IP address? The IP address is MAC starting with 0. It can go till in between the numbers. By seeing these IP addresses, what series of these IP addresses are these called? IPv4. If you go to the IPv6, these are IPv4 are the pure numbers series. If you go to the IPv6, they are alphanumeric.
Oh.
Numeric. They'll be like, for example, like this. V6 example. Like this, it will be there, the series. You'll be having like this, blah, 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 like this. This kind of, these are why IPv6 is the latest technology. Some companies, I mean, they're still in R&D. In our current environments, people majority they're using the IPv4 only. If you go and then like core networking companies, Cisco or AT&T, there are chances you may get a questions on the IPv6 as well, like kind of how do you identify the IP address, correct IP address, something basics they ask these questions. So IPv4 pure numeric. Okay. So let me reiterate here the some keywords for me. I'll come to the servers later. Machines need numbers. Human needs
Names.
names. Why? Humans are very difficult to remember, bad in the remembering the numbers. We remember easily the names. So to convert from names to numbers, in our phone, we use an application called Contacts. In the laptops, we use application called DNS. There will be an application called DNS. I'll come on this more detail later. For now, you can think name.
Sir, DNS means, sir?
I'll come on this. I'll come on this more. I'll come on it. You can say that which is converting from name to numbers. You can say that for now. Don't go look for the definition. Just say that if I give a name, it will convert to the number. That is the functionality of the DNS. Name to, here it will convert the IP address. So laptops or servers, they need an IP address. The usual in our phone technology, we use a kind of phone number. Why do we are using these numbers? To connect in the network, one person to another person. Why are we connecting that over the network? To share the data.
Content.
Exactly, the data or content. Exactly. Yeah. Let me see that. To share the data. Let's say that. Components needed in network. The primary one is the IP address. So if keep on goes, I mean, the numbers are increasing, very difficult to remember the IP address. We use a called names. So I'll come on it more detail in some time. Okay. So you could have seen it, right? You got a phone and then you inserted a SIM and then your phone got a number. Same way, how our laptop will get an IP address. So you bought a laptop. For example, you bought a phone. Do you get a by default number? No, right? Until you insert a SIM. The same way, you bought a laptop and you need to connect the laptop to some device. You could have seen it. God. Let me go here. You guys could have seen right here, this guy, this component. It will be for your laptop inside way like Ethernet card and all here. This is the one physical card. This is not the virtual, like IP is the virtual number, phone number is the virtual, SIM is the physical, right? So you think you are inserting a SIM in a SIM slot. So for your laptop, you will have this kind of guy called Ethernet. So Ethernet is the physical one. You see right inside this is called Ethernet. We insert a fiber, the cable. Olden days we used to insert the fiber cable, right? Nowadays we are using the broadband in our home. I mean the olden days if you go, we will get an optical cable, you will insert here. That internally will initialize this MAC, this kind of NIC card. Outside you will call it Ethernet. This is the port is called Ethernet port. And inside you see right this green guy. This is called NIC card, network interface card. Once you insert the cable, that let me go an example here so that this is the guy, the laptop. And for your laptop, you'll have NIC card. I'm sorry. Outside we call as Ethernet. And inside you will call as a NIC card. NIC card. We'll be calling as a NIC card. Something. So you go to some internet provider. You will purchase the internet. They'll give a one kind of cable to your home. You take that cable, will be inserting to our laptop. The router and all why we are using is to share the network. In our home, I wanted to create a separate network and then want to share for multiple devices, multiple machines. Then we use in between the broadband, the other one device. So for now, I'm not going that example. So you take a cable and then you insert it to your Ethernet. So what happens here? Like you think that you inserted a SIM, you got a number. The same way, when you insert the cable, here you will get an IP address. You'll get an IP address for a device. So this IP address can be, as I said, right, IPv4, or it can be, if the provider is using very advanced technology nowadays, you may get IPv6 as well, this kind of thing. So internally, the NIC card, for me, like some interviews, they'll be asking like, what is the NIC card? You guys are using something and all. So just I'm telling it. So when you insert a Ethernet here, internally the NIC will get initialized and you will get a kind of IP address. So like, can you guys tell me like, in our phone, you can change the phone numbers, but sometimes you lost a phone, right? They'll be asking one number, like you have to share to some police station somewhere, right? What is that number? Anyone remember?
IMEI number.
Exactly. In our
IMEI.
laptop also, you will get a number called MAC number. MAC number. So your IP will change. Let's say, for example, I connected from my home. I got one IP address, and then you went to the some office. There you connected again the physical cable. So keep this thought. For our laptops, IP address will change. So let me go here an example. This NIC card will have a MAC number. So NIC will have a MAC number, and then you inserted a cable, you got an IP address. So once you got an IP address, you have connected to this. There is a very famous keyword is there here, internet. You connected to an internet here. This is a very important keyword, internet. So keep this thought, very important. So in IP series, I told right, IP versions are there, two IPv4 and one more is the IPv6. In the same way, in IP addresses, there are some numbers are internet numbers. Some numbers are internet numbers. I would say that this is called private. This I will call as a public. So public means anyone can reach to this number. The private is you can't reach to this number until you should be in that same area. Let me give an example. Other example. You go to hotel, for example, you go to hotel. In a hotel, you will have a number of rooms. And you want to connect to the reception, like every room will have a phone, right? Separate phone and all, like for example. So what you can type, you will be typing, they will have some random numbers like 100. If you type 100 or 200 something, it will connect to the reception from that to your room, and then they'll get connected, right? You can share the data and all thing. So here what they did, they created their own network. You can't type like the phone numbers here, right? If you type the phone numbers, it will be connected to the outside world. Here what they did, they created their own network, which is called private network. Here they'll be having the rooms. So from your room, you will be dialing like 200, 300, some kind of the private numbers and all. As an outside guy, outside, can I reach to this room related phone numbers?
No.
If you want to reach, how can you reach? Like for example, I want to connect to this room guy. There is an immediate urgency. For example, I want to connect to the one person. Yeah. Sorry?
Through reception.
Yeah, exactly. You will call them that this, you will go to this outside. When I say outside, keep this keyword very important. Public, we call as internet. These are the some technical keywords, internet. So you will go to, you will call the reception, and then reception people so you are going via the public to private network. You are going from public to private. You will be calling this reception, and then reception internally will connect to the private network. So keep this thought. This is the example for phone. Something is- like this. So like the hotels are, they created their own network. You can't reach to their network. So if you go to the Infosys, you go to the Capgemini. I'm not taking a hotel example, for example. So we won't work for the phone center. As I said, we work for the some IP addresses, some servers. You go to the Infosys. So what they do, like hotel people, they created a private network, right? If you go to Infosys, Capgemini, you go to any company, they majority they use private network. So outside people, we use public, like the end users and all. So keep this thought, IP addresses, the Infosys, Capgemini, Google, Facebook, majority they use private network. So private network in the sense, they use IP addresses called private IP addresses. How they use, like for example, so there are some series IP addresses, like as I said, IP addresses are starting with 0.0.0, and then max number is the 255, 255, 255, 255. So they go to the some network provider, Airtel, or some kind of BSNL, some kind of the network provider company, ISPs. So they ask them, hey, can you guys set up me the public some of the IP addresses? Can you guys set up me the private address? The network provider will help them. Why we need to go for private is, as I said, very important. I was telling yesterday, I was telling you, right? Our day and die.
Security.
Exactly. Here is the security for security, because public is very dangerous. Like you keep in something public, damn sure some way it will be getting in attack and all. So for me, important is here, when you see an IP address, whether it is an IPv4, IPv6, you should be able to recognize. And when you see an IP address, it is correct IP or not correct, wrong IP, that one other thing you have to recognize. And one of the other thing you have to recognize is it a private IP or public IP? Can I reach to this number? If I want to reach to that number, where I have to be that? You should be able to that is our job. So in this series, they divided some are the public, they divided some of the private. The private number series will start with this series. You have to remember it. 10.x, x, x. Another is like 172x.x. This x can be 0 to 255. And one more is the 192.x.x.x. These numbers, when you see these numbers outside, let's say for example, there is a laptop inside Infosys. I'm in a home. I want to connect to that laptop. You can't able to reach to that laptop at all, this laptop, until you call to the reception, right? Like there are some tools you have to install in your laptop, then you will be able to reach to that laptop. So by seeing these IP addresses, you need to know that this is the private IP address. I can't reach to these IP addresses from internet or public. If I want to reach these IP addresses, I need to go to that network first, then I will be able to reach. So who will divide these private IP addresses kind of and all? The network provider. There will be separate network team. They will decide that some are in the public, some are in the private and all. Keep a thought, by seeing these numbers, 10 series are 172, 192. By default, you should get mind. This is a private number. We can't reach outside. If you want to reach to this number, I need to go to that place. That is what you have to, you have to get it. So that is the one of them. Let me go here. Put it like.
All the private networks IP will start with only 10, 172 and 192.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. These three. Yes.
Only the last three will be changing.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. That is how the who made this decision is like there is an internet authority organization. They decided it. This series should be the private series. Yes, there are some broadcast IP addresses and all which are R&D, but I mean you can say that other than these numbers remaining are the public IP addresses. Yes. Yeah. So for me important is here. Our job is to what is IP addresses? Why we need IP address? Like why we need a phone number to reach to the one person to another person? Same. To reach from one laptop to another laptop, we need a mandatory guy called IP addresses. Without these IP addresses, you can't reach to the mission need. I was telling right, mission need an IP addresses. So in IP addresses, there are the versions are there. IPv4, one more is the IPv6. So starts with the 00. Max is the 255. Again, they are divided into the public versus private number. Outside, damn sure we use a called public IP addresses. If you want to go to the specific private network, you need to go to that place. Then you will be able to reach to this network. Otherwise, you can't reach it. So that is what. So this public is called internet versus the private is called internet. The private is called internet. Very important. Okay. So let me say this. As I said, right? I want to reach a website, for example. Oh, sorry. I want to reach to one website. I want to call one person over the phone. So you will go to the contact application. You will type in name. That name will be converted to the number. So same way, I want to share like what you do after connecting to this number. You will be sharing your data. Same way, like I want to share my photo over the some sort of social network, like for example, Facebook and all. Can you guys help me like what you do in your laptop? Don't go to the phone and all. Tell me in the laptop. I want to post my photo or the like kind of Facebook thing. Can anyone help me?
Go to
DNS.
Upload.
Sorry?
Upload.
I'm sorry, like what is the first thing you do normally? Obviously, you need a damn sure, right?
Launching
Is that-
website.
First of all, log in the Facebook.
Login.
Yeah. You need an internet. When
Yes,
you
sir.
come to the sorry?
No.
Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Website.
one person.
Net
So-
public IP address.
Yeah, when you connect to the internet, obviously you will get one IP address, one kind of IP address. Our laptop will get an IP address. As I said right here in this image, when you connect to your laptop, right? Sorry, internet provider, you will get either it is a broadband. When you connect to Wi-Fi, we use a Wi-Fi technology, but in the servers won't use a Wi-Fi because of our end user purpose. We use a Wi-Fi. Like for example, you connect to the Wi-Fi or a physical cable, you get an IP address internally. Then you got an IP address. If you want to check, please go to your browser, type like this, what is my IP? Can you guys help me here? What is this IP address? I got it here. This one, the first one.
Alphanumeric.
Alphanumeric.
What is series like version? IP?
IPv6.
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 Here, this one. Public or private series here?
Public.
Public, sir.
Okay.
Private, sir.
49 starts with.
10, 192,
192.
Other than this, anything is called public IP address.
Public.
So,
Yes.
yeah, I would give you kind of this task for you, like for example, I mean, majority people do that. I mean, even I ask it, like some person is not able to reach to the one website. The first question I ask him, go to your browser. Some people, sometimes we get this situation. Hey, you wanted to know the other person IP address. They, like in a week, I used to get this kind of task. Hey, I am unable to reach to this kind of thing. First question I asked him, hey, open your browser. I'm sorry. Just a minute. one person is coming to me, like, and then he's saying that he's not able to reach to the some kind of, he got a problem. I ask him, hey, go to your browser, type what is my IP and all. Please, you can try it like today or something. Public or private. Go to your browser normally, like you can type this thing. You can see here IPv6 or, and then browser response and IP versions.
One laptop will have both IPv6 and IPv4.
I mean, that's how I mean, they're recognizing it. Yeah, it can be having yes. It can have it. Nowadays, the people, right? The network people, they're giving you this as well, IPv6 as well. Yes, it can have it. So now you go to here, one more.
So
go-
either of these we can use to reach that particular laptop, the specific laptop.
Yes, the network provider has to support yes. One of these you can use it. Yes, true.
Okay.
Yeah, as I said, right, you can use the phone. Keep this thumb rule. You are able to type the phone number. Same way you can use the IP address to reach to the other destination. That is the thumb rule. Yeah. So now let me open one more example. I'll go to one more example. Let me type it. CMD. In your laptop, please open a CMD. Like in browser, you type English keyword, what is my IP address? I got a response, right? Now, that is any end user can type it, but we are the admins, right? Like we are the like you are the DevOps admin, you are the cloud admin, you are the developer or tester, right? So this is how technology like we use. I opened one terminal CMD. You type
IP config.
You type IP config keyword in our CMD. You see here something. There is a wireless LAN address. Can you see here? There is a keyword. Can you read it here? This one. So I have not connected my laptop, the one whichever I was using, not to the Ethernet adapter. I was showing right in the image. Instead of that, what is the one I'm using here? Wireless. Can you see here? I got one more IP address here. Public or private? Can you help me here? This
Private.
private here. So I got connected to the one kind of private network. So what I would give you an example here. Let me go here. I'm using a router here in between this router I'm using here in between the network provider here and the router. I'm using a router. So as I told on an example, right? The hotel people, they take from outside, they created separate network here inside their rooms and all, right? They wanted to connect to that. Same way, you think that this router created one more network here, and then this router is assigning me that private IP address to my laptop. So for this router, if I connect one more laptop, I'll get one more IP address. Public or private IP address? If I type like IP config, can you guys help me here? I connected one more laptop to router.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Sorry?
So I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
It will be private.
Yeah, in IPv6, how to find it's a public or private IP, sir?
There is series, like, I mean, currently, you have to look on that number, some numbers. Yeah. Currently very difficult. You can say that. Yeah. So help me here for this. Like I got connected one more laptop. How can you say that? Like do you get a public IP or private IP? You got connected here, router.
Private IP.
Private IP. Like you connect n number of IP laptops here, you get a private network. Because keep this thought. This is called internet. The outside is called internet. This is called intranet. Who is dividing this internet and intranet is the guy called router. Now you connect to this n number of laptops, right? If you go to the browser, those n number of laptops, if you ask them to type what is my IP address, you will get all of them will get the public IP only. You getting what I mean? Under this router, if you go to the CMD, you type like here, like this, whatever you type, you will get a private IP address, right? Everyone will get the different private IP address. But if they open the browser and then if they type the what is my IP, under that router, everyone will get the same public IP address. Why? Because you see, right, you got a cable from outside and then you got connected, right? Everyone will get connected to this router. This router is having also one NIC card. That NIC card IP address you will get it here, 49 series. So keep this thought. If you type it in the command prompt, you will be seeing the private IP address. When you open a internet website, when you type what is my IP address, you will get a public IP address here. Under that router, there are 10 people. If 10 people open a browser, and then if they type under that router, everyone will get the same IP address. So what is that IP address is called? That is IP address is nothing but router IP address. So under that public IP address, the router created one more network, which is called private IP address. So for me, important right now is how this network division, how is the router is not the thing. For me, important is how to identify private, how to identify public. 192.10.170 are called private. How the private public, who is dividing his here is the important. Who is dividing that public to private is called router. The router has been designed in such a way that if it will create a public and private network, and then it will share the network as well. That is the thing I wanted to share. So find an IP version, that is that IPv4, and one more is the IPv6. Please try to do this lab. Open CMD prompt and type ipconfig. So this is, if you type ipconfig, these are the ones we wanted. Observe. If you go to the office desktops and all, right, if you go to the office, damn sure you will have this thing. This, you will not get wireless keyboard. You will be having Ethernet adapter in the office. So if you see in the office, observe this, like what is the series they are using. Some people will be using 10 series. Some people will be using the 172 series. Just get that observation. Wireless connected or Ethernet connected. Yeah. So now coming back to our use case.
Okay.
Here is the use case. Here is the question. FB, for example. So you open a laptop and the laptop connected to internet. When you connect to the internet, you will get a damn sure the public IP address, because already you connect to the one internet provider, right? So very important, keep this thought. You will open in your laptop browser. Browser is the layman keyword. Even the students, college students, like the school students, everyone will say that the keyword is the browser. But as an admin, DevOps admin, we call sometimes browser, but technical keyword we call is HTTP client. Or we are using one kind of client. So I open HTTP client. I type here name. Can you help me here? Laptop will understand name or numbers?
Numbers.
Exactly. As a human, I don't remember the. When you say number, what is the thing laptop will? Phone number or IP address? Or IP address, same way. So when you type a name in your laptop, there is one service called. There will be automatically DNS will be there. That internally will convert the IP address. We never care, like we don't care how it is happening. Just what I do normally, I go to here, Facebook, I type it, I get a search engine something. Here is that thing. You got a page here. Some page you got it, right? So how you got the page, we'll see that like later. For now, for me important is here, you type a name. Can you observe here something? Let me take this guy. Something is here like HTTPS is a :// Keep this thought very important. When you see HTTPS, there is a behind security. S stands for, you can think it secure, security. And here is the name. And let me go one more example. Type it here. So do I remember the like mission as you guys saying, right? Mission need obviously the numbers. As a human, I don't remember the number. I typed a name. But mission is internally, let's do this. Like right click on this. Go to inspect somewhere. Go to, you see here there is a keyword. Can you help me here? What is the keyword is? Network.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
Just do refresh here something. Okay, thanks. Let me minimize this. Where is this? Hide floating controls here. Can you see here? There is some keywords are there here. Can you observe here? What is this? This guy stands for here. Can you?
Requests.
So
70 requests.
yeah, I opened one tab. That is the English keyword. The technical keyword is called, I open a session. We call it a session. When you open a tab, you type some name. That is called a session, technical keyword. Just keep this thought. Tab is called English keyword. Session is the technical keyword. If you go to the some kind of discussion and all, we say that, hey, that session is not working, something and all, we say that. In this session, I'm typing a name. That name is converting internally the number. Let's go some example here. In this session, you sent how many requests? You see here some kind of how many requests are sent? 74.
24.
74 requests. Select one request. Select one request here. You see here, can you guys help me here? What is this guys? You can see here.
Headers.
Headers. Preview.
Preview.
In the preview mode, you see, right, something you are seeing right here, which is in the main screen as well, something here. And go to the response here. Oh my God, they got different response. Go to headers back. Here you see, right, this response again will be here, something. Go to here, response header somewhere. Response headers, response header. Can you see here what is this guy? Content type is HTML. Go back. Somewhere. Set cookie. Request. You give a name here. Somewhere you will find an IP address, the port number. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is a very interesting one. Can you see here what series of IP address they are using here?
IPv6.
IPv6. That is what our job. That is what our job. Now let me go here. Can you guys help me here? How can I go to the Facebook and then find an IP address here for this?
Inspect elements.
Right click.
Inspect.
And then go for network here.
Network.
Just send a request here again. And I open a one session. In the session, almost 35 requests sent. I'll select one request. You see headers, right? Let me go down here. Here as well.
Here's
V6.
yes, remote address.
Now let me go one more example. I want to, yeah, these guys are little advanced, right? Networking and all. Let me go here. Let me go right click on this. Inspect. Network. Let me do resend again. 81 request went in a session. Select one. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This guy as well. 2405. Let me see some pattern is matching. 81E, 1B, and I'm seeing the ending address. Okay. Okay, cool. That's okay. Keep this thought. I'll do one more the other way around. So find, this is the task, I can say that. This is the lab. Take some websites. Find IP address. So what is the tool we are using to find this currently? To find an IP address, what is the tool I'm using in my laptop? Yeah, laptop only. In my laptop, what is the tool I'm using to find this?
Inspect.
Browser
Okay.
Chrome.
So where I'm using that?
HTTP.
Network.
HTTP client.
HTTP client, exactly. So I'm using one kind of HTTP client, which is called browser. The browser can be anything. Every browser will have that feature. That is called what is the program we are using? Like the called inspect element. Inspect. Okay. So that is the one way. Other way around, as I open right in my laptop, the CMD. Let me clear the screen. There is a tool called in our laptop NS. The NS stands for name searching. NS stands for name search. You are looking at lookup. NS lookup. I'm looking for a name. What is IP address? www.facebook.com. Let's see. Can you help me here? You got one public IP address here.
Yeah, 163 dot some.
Yeah, public IP address. They have both IP addresses. One is they have IPv6 as well. One more is the
V4.
area.
IPv4.
So what is the tool I'm using here to find an IP address? What is the
Command prompt.
Command prompt. CMD.
in the command CMD only, but in the same time using a tool called
NS
Let's
lookup
look up.
command.
so in the
Let's look.
in the interviews they'll ask you this kind of in the interviews they'll ask you this question. I have a name. I want to find an IP address. So majority times we won't go this way. The inspect and all they won't go. Just I want to give you kind of session request related keywords. I went there. So usually the answer we look is the NS lookup. NS stands for names. Name search. You can say that for now. I'm looking here for name. I'm doing a lookup in the DNS somewhere. Give me for this name, what is an IP address, for example. Now let me do NS lookup www.facebook testing. For example. Can you see this error?
Yes.
What it is saying here?
Not
So
exist.
wrong IP. Yes. Yeah.
What is this meaning is, like for example, in your phone, you have a name, but it doesn't have a number. You see right very clearly it is saying that. For this name, there is no IP address. It is saying that. That's what it here. So keep this thought. We ask sometimes in interview questions like, hey, you did a NS lookup, you got an error called non-existent domain. What is that meaning? For that name, there is no IP address. If I want, I can assign it. There is a possibility. I'll take this name, somewhere I will register it. You can use any name. Keep this thought. So if you get this kind of error for this name, maybe let's say for example, yesterday it worked, today it is not working. Maybe you are typing a wrong name, you have to recheck that is the thing. Or there is a mismatch for that name, you lost an IP address, that you have to check it. For me, important is here, when you see this error, what is that meaning is? So I would request you guys like this, right? Wrong name and observe the output. So our job is to work like these errors only. Some guy is getting like this error and then he'll ask you, hey, I'm getting this error. So your job is to find for that name, there is no IP address. So you have to say that if this name doesn't not been registered in that, like that is one. Type the wrong name, observe the output. One of output you will get it is just 2 minutes, sir. One of output is non-exit. Non-exit. What is that error exactly? Non-exit existent. Thumb rule is name is there, but no IP address. So let me reiterate here. For me, important keywords are machines need, like just a recap. Not the we don't work for laptop, we don't work for phones, we work for IP addresses. As a DevOps guy, we work for IP addresses. and then the names we work that kind of. So that's with that context, mission need IP address, IPv4 versus IPv6, and one more public versus private. Let
Private.
me always start once this series.
192.
Yeah, this series they start IPv6, and name always names needed by who will need it? Humans. And missions need, as I said, names needed by humans. You type any name, always it converts into IP address. What are the tools we are using to find as an admin, DevOps admin or the guy, cloud admin? We use one of the famous tool called NS Lookup.
Let's look up
HTTP client.
HTTP
Or one more is the HTTP
HTTP client.
client, which is called browser. So let me try one more website, for example, NS Lookup www.google.com. So you see, right? What is public IP address or private IP address?
Public.
Okay, let me copy this guy. Say that, for example, and the IP or wrong IP address. This is our job. So if someone is appending by mistakenly, every human does mistake, right? Instead of typing 228, if they sent you this 278, you need to reply them, hey, I got something wrong here. Can you recheck again? You have to. That is our job. Otherwise, you try the 278, as I said, right? Wrong number, whole life, you can't reach it. There will be the time up, right? So that's it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I got one doubt. For the domain naming service, is there any feasibility like two IPv4 addresses can be assigned for a one host name?
Yeah. You can have it. I have that. I want to tell you. So exactly, a good question. I wanted to say one more example. So yes, for one name, you can have many IP addresses. You can have it. Yes, one name can have many IP addresses. On domain name. So recently what happened is, like, for example, I type a name, that person is having, you think it, 2 phone numbers. Just an example, okay? Let's say your phone has an intelligence. When you type a name, first it will dial for first number, and first number is switched off, and then the phone will go to the second number, right? Obviously, for example, you think that your phone is an intelligence, like your laptop is that intelligence. Like when you type an IP name, first it will go for first IP, and then if that IP is not reachable, automatically your laptop has intelligence. It will go to the second IP address. So in between, what is happening? Can you guys tell me what is the problem with that? Like as an end user, what do you feel? There will be website, some slowness, right? Something.
Handling the load.
Sorry,
Handling.
your website will go for slow, right? So for example, like let's say when you type a first phone number is not reachable, there is a some like, for example, 10 seconds is late. There is a late for 10 seconds. Then automatically what happened is, like after 10 seconds it reaches to the second phone number. There is a 10 seconds is latency, right? You think you open a Netflix, and Netflix is having many IP addresses. So always you feel that when you open a Netflix, there is a slowness. So what happens is, like there is an issue at the Netflix, automatically customer will get obsessed. He will go to the some Hotstar something, right? So think that recently we got like kind of issue. So there is an issue with one IP address. So when you type the name, always for the request is going to the first IP address. The first IP address was down, and then the request was going to the second IP address. Website is not completely down. There is a slowness. So customer will come to you that, hey, how can you come to know that? Recently what we did, we went into this inspect mode. Sometimes the browser is very intelligent. It will show that here you will get a response here. It will show the timeout here, the first IP address. Then it will show that it is reached to the second IP address. Like that you can get to know. Yeah. Recently I got a scenario. For your question, one name can have multiple IP addresses. Yes, can have it. Yeah. So I'll pause it for today here. Yeah.
One doubt is these domains or IP addresses are static or dynamic?
Yeah, I'll take that separate session. Like there is a discussion, yeah, for that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. For your question, yeah, these are the IP addresses are static. They'll use the static.
Okay.
What happens is, let's say, for example, if you change the number, obviously that when you change the number means obviously the number won't work right in your phone. If other person is trying that number is saved already, he can't reach to you, right? The same way, these internet providers, these website providers, they won't change the IP addresses easily. They won't change.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, any questions? Tomorrow also I'll be going through these network basics. I'll go more like how we call in the cloud and all. I'll be telling those keywords as someone is saying, right? IP will change. How we call in the cloud those keywords, I'll discuss on it. If anyone has questions, you can ask. Yeah.
Nothing for now. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.